Well, today's starting lineup is quite an interesting and odd one, as Michael Block has won the pole for the Grand Prix of Europa. So excellent job to Michael Block, number 29, looking for some very valuable extra points. And then number 29, Michael Block Racing. Right starting alongside him is Noah Hart in the 83, who's looking for a fantastic run. Could definitely get one here today, as Noah Hart is usually okay on the road courses. And behind him is Seth Cole and Sean Galligan. Seth Cole looking for some pretty good points. Same for Galligan, who's trying to use this race as a big tool to help him get into the chase. He's currently 13th in the points, if I'm correct. Behind him is Daniel Day and points leader Chris Washer. Daniel Day, who has sort of just came off a win at South Boston, although in the most controversial way. So Daniel Day looking to try and get a second win of the season, and Washer looking to try and extend the points lead. So Washer trying to do the best he can here. Right behind them is William Duncan and Dylan Poteet. William Duncan has had probably one of the most up and down seasons I've ever seen, being involved in wrecks with others. And Dylan Poteet has had a pretty disappointing season thus far in the number 99. In row number 5, Jason Trost and Nicholas Guerrera. Trost looking for a pretty good run here today. Nicholas Guerrera, who has been on fire lately, and consistency, is trying to do the best he can. Behind them will be Stephen Paul III, who is trying to get some more points for himself as he's trying to get himself into the chase just like all the others. Trevor Brosses, who just came off a win at Daytona Beach in the number 9, has now in the chase at the moment. So that number 9 was pretty fast in practice, so we'll see how he does. Behind them is Deanna Shelton and John Skabnicki in row number 7. Deanna Shelton has really not had a good season this far. John Skabnicki, same for him, as the number 19 has really struggled to put out any decent finishes this far. And then row number 8 will consist of the Griffiths brothers, Brandon Griffiths and Dustin Griffiths. Both of them are not really having the best of seasons. They're looking for some improvements. In row number 9, Eugene DeMax, who is surprisingly second in the points, so he's trying to see if he can catch up to Chris Washer by getting some great points out of here today. And next to him is Zach Rogers, who's had a pretty disappointing season thus far, which is very unfortunate because he was a pretty big pick to make it into the chase this season. Well, he's not completely out of it, but still. Behind him is TJ Curtis, who has not had the best of season either. He's been at the front a couple times. And next to him is his teammate, SV Motorsports teammate Charles Sanford, the number 24. He's not really done a good job after making his return to Kentucky, so he's trying to make a rebound. Cody Lamas is trying to regain some points after some sort of struggling finishes at Daytona Beach and being screwed out of a win at South Boston. So that 48 is trying to do the best they can in this race, as Lamas is not really the best road course racer. And this is a pretty big surprise, rookie Liam Irving manages to qualify next to last season's champion. So Irving trying to give himself a great finish here today. Behind them is Alan Cavanero and Will Goss. Both of them are still looking for their first wins, and what a better way to get their first win would be at this track, huh? We'll see, but they're going to have to pull that off first, so we'll see if that happens or not. Behind them, Gene Sanford and surprise Michael Norman. Gene Sanford has really not had a good season at all in the SV Motorsports car. And Michael Norman, who raced his way into this, had a great actually surprisingly decent qualifying run, considering his car is not very well equipped, but so very nice job of Michael Norman just to make the top 26. Behind them is Talia Hunter when actually the plant. She has not really done anything notable ever since then, so that number 11 is trying to get a great finish here. Ian Duda, who has not had the best season thus far, is trying to give himself a great finish. Behind them is Cole Dally, who's had one of the most odd seasons thus far. Sometimes he's up in the front, sometimes he's not. Next to him is Skylar Dixon, who actually somehow managed to get to the top 30. So most of the independent cars in the qualifying race are about 4 or 5 seconds off the pace of the normal leaders, so very odd. Matthew Fuller and Alex Allen did not really have any good qualifying efforts, and they're going to try and fix that here today. Fuller has not really done anything ever since Michigan, and Alex Allen's just been struggling all season. Jake Baskinger only got in this race because Shaquille O'Neal had a fried chicken stuck in his tailpipe, so unfortunately he was disqualified, so that put Baskinger back in. Next to him is Nick Mace, who is making his return, the number 92. So, making his return, number 92. His first DuPont Cup Series starts in Season 4, so great to see him back. Jacob Hart had a horrible qualifying. Nick Pericles trying to stay in the top 10 of the points. Behind them, Aaron Perkins and Eric Sorfox, who barely got into this race. And they had a pretty decent battle for something like that, but they both got in. Eric Sorfox is the only German on the grid. Behind them was the final four. Dylan Young and Nathan Mizuki both got involved, both wrecked in the single car qualifying, so they're starting all the way in the back. They both, ironically, messed up the corkscrew, so they went up into the wall pretty hard, but they managed to finish their lap, but it was still not very good. And then finishing the last on the grid is Charles Jackson, Jacob Anthony, who both completely wrecked out and had to go to backup cars, so they're going to be starting last on the grid. So that's pretty much it. So let's head to the race. As we come to the green flag, the 3 hours of Europa are underway. Michael Blah leads into the stripe here, and everybody fans out the start here. Look at Chris Washer, the fantastic start. 3 hours of racing. Keep your eyes on the timer. Oh, and the first turn we got a wreck, and there goes William Duncan. Oh, there's supposed to be more smoke. Oh, more incidents. We got a big crash in the back here. Oh, there goes Stanford, Tross, Nick Mace involved, Baskinger, DJ Curtis, Jacob Hart, Dudas, Skylar Dixon, Griffiths, Cavanero. And trouble strikes in the first turns as Michael Block takes the lead with Seth Cole in tow. Crazy start. Dylan Poteet involved. Let's take a look at a replay. See what the heck happened there. Oh, someone else is off. That's Dylan Young, I think. Is that Dylan Young? That is Dylan Young. He's off in the stand. Alright, this was on the start here. Oh, everybody just checks up here. Duncan did not go on the start. And Pollard just lost the car, and that's when everybody starts piling in. Oh man, look at, oh god, okay, well that was interesting. Well, most everybody got through that, but that was pretty unfortunate. Not a good way to start 3 hours of racing, huh? As we head into the corkscrew of Germany, Chris Washer slides to Shelton, they save it. Oh god, something else happened. Oh, DeMax and Galligan are both off. Jake and Zach Rogers is around. Mizuki and Sanford are slow. Liam Irving as well struggles as they go up the hill. We're going to need a replay of that now. So let's see here. Oh, Galligan overshoots it into the max and they both spin. Oh, Zach Rogers just spins out like he slammed the brakes, and everybody else just checked up trying to avoid the wreck like they panicked, so that's unfortunate for those guys. Completing the first lap, Charlie Fibrosis, who just came off a win at Daytona Beach, is taking the lead at the moment. So Fibrosis, Block, and Seth Cole in the top three. There's Noah Hart in fourth. This race is expected to slightly fan out as it goes on later. I mean, this is a 3 hour race, and keep your eye on the times. This race ends at 3 hours, 3:07:42. That is the ending time we've determined. And the bottom right here next to the rate 1 times. So keep your eye on that. And we got a slight pack, we got a sort of a pack here going on right now. Chris Washer, the points leader, up here in the front, trying to extend the points lead. Fibrosis has really pulled a huge lead in the first 30 minutes of this race. That number 9 car is incredibly fast. He's got a huge gap over Seth Cole in second. Gene Sanford this year, Dustin Griffiths in 4th place. Cody Lam is holding 5th. Shelton holding 6th. Skabnicki doing a decent job in 8th place. Bill Goss doing okay in 7th. Don Young struggling. Chris Washer in the top 10. Mizuki and Carrera battling for 10th place. Top 20 gets double points. And how about Charles Jackson right here? Started second to last on the grid, and he is already in just a span of half an hour has gone from 41st to 14th. How about that for the 14th? Charles Jackson, he is moving. How about Jacob Anthony as well? Last on the grid to 16th. Very impressive job by those two, and they've done an amazing job rebounding. So Jacob Anthony putting everything he's got And he needs these points too, so an excellent job to those. Pretty good battling going on right here as Minazuki has just cleared Chris Washer for 7th position. With Skavnicki and Nicholas Guerrero going at it. Look at Guerrero with a bump and run on the 19 there. An excellent move by Guerrero. Nicholas Guerrero 5th in the points. This is going to be a huge points day for him. If he can get a great finish out of this, but Skavnicki fighting back here. Those 7s faster on the straights though, and he gets by him, so Guerrero moving on up. Nice job to him. Will Goss and Cody Lamas battling for 5th. And look at Goss all over the back of that 48, gonna make a move to the outside here. See if we can get him. This part is very difficult. Oh, Goss slides off and does not hit the wall, but he loses his chance in the position, so that's unfortunate. After the first round of pit stops, Seth Cole is still in 2nd, but he's made up some ground on the number 9 of Trevor Brelsis, who's led pretty much every lap thus far. So Seth Cole doing a pretty good job trying to keep up with him. Michael Block not too far behind in 3rd. Dustin Griffiths not too far behind in 4th, and Goss hiddenly in 5th. Cody Lamas behind him. It'll be interesting as the race goes on. So, oh boy, look at this battle for the lead here. Fibrosis and Sid Cole battling. Sid Cole gets by the number 9 of Fibrosis, and he gets right by him. And Sid Cole will take the lead for the first time. And Fibrosis will surrender the lead to that 13. So that's pretty unfortunate. And the field's pretty much still the same. This field spreads out as the race goes further on and on. How about Eric Silverfox, who started all the way in the back along with Aaron Perkins? They're in 11th and 10th place right now, so they're doing an excellent job of making up those positions. It's been a race to the comeback, pretty much. A lot of drivers who struggle early on. People in the pits are with some issues, it looks like, because they're not even taking tires. Looks like they're trying to repair some issues or something. It's pretty normal. We are halfway through this race, and Fibrosis is still the leader at the moment. He took the lead back from Seth Cole. Fortunately, we had some technical difficulties. Our cameras actually went out for about 20 minutes before we could fix them, so we did not get to see the pass. Chris Washer is doing a fantastic job in 5th place. Cody Lamas 4th in the points. Gonna get some good points if he finishes this race well. Shelton really needs this finish, because then if she gets a great finish here, she may get herself into the chase. Charles Jackson, who's 33rd in the points. This is a run that he absolutely needs as well. Same for Minazuki. Skavnicki, add him to the list. Definitely Jacob Anthony. So a lot of people who are struggling in the points are getting good stuff for the most part. Although these one may feel like Eric Surfox are not really getting any benefit. It's only the top 20 that gets double the points. Charles Sanford 15th right now. He could use these points. Jacob Hart, same for him. Everybody could use these points pretty much. Nicholas Guerrero is in 20th place. 21st through 42nd, or at least all a lap down or record more, so unless we get another big incident, this top 20 has already pretty much been decided. So and here comes a battle for 2nd place here. Michael Block and Seth Cole, and scoots right on by, and the 29 passes the 13. Nice job by Michael Block. Fell all the way to 3rd and is now trying to recover and catch up to the 9 car. So wow, Block is 7 seconds quicker than Fibrosis, and he is showing that as he's caught him in the span of 2 laps. He was 20 seconds behind, and he's made up the gap in 2 laps. That 29 is flying. We heard on the radio, he said the car is perfect, don't change a thing. That 29 is moving very quickly, and he's going to catch that 9 here in a moment. Seth Cole is going to have to watch Nick Mace getting involved in the first wreck, who's rebounded to 24th. Alex Allen would love these points, as well, but he's going to have to hope some incidents happen, or at least he gets a great fuel strategy. Charles Jackson moves all the way to 7th. Excellent job by him. Mizuki coming in the pits. He may be starting off another pit row. Skownicki, same for but they're pitting again. Jacob Anthony in the top 10. How about that as well? A lot of great comebacks right now. Oh boy, here comes Block here. He's caught him, and he's going to make the move for the lead here on the straightaway. Block is a lot faster on the straightaway than Fibrosis is. Block tucks in, clears him, and Block to the lead. Fibrosis fighting hard on the outside, though. It's not over yet. Oh, dove in there. Oh, man, they're just barely not making contact here. Oh, man. Ooh, man. Ooh, Fibrosis getting really rough with him, just all over his back bumper. That 9 car is going at it, trying to retake the lead here. They got no hard coming up ahead of him. Block is taking the lead. We have reached the last final hour of this race. As Charlie Fibrosis, there goes Michael Block in a flyby. Oh man, Block just flew. And Michael Block will retake the lead. That number 29 is flying. And he's past Fibrosis, and he is the fastest car on the track at the moment. As Washer just now finishes his pit stop. Griffith's not a good stop. Seth Cole still hanging back in 3rd. Nick Mace still 24th. Not much has changed. Jacob Anthony has moved up another 2 positions since we last saw him. There's Skownicki flying right by. Skownicki's on the move. Mizuki in 11th. And others follow. As we look through this field here, DeMax running in 18th despite the car. Steven Pollard, the 3rd, is about a cylinder down, so he's in 19th. Matthew Fuller has got the final spot with this car. I am not even joking. That car is beat up, and yet it's freaking like still on the lead lap. Under some miracle, and it's in 20th place. Wow, Fuller is determined. I'll give him that. He's a determined one. He's giving everything he's got. Fibrosis is trying to rebound against the 29, a Block. That 9 car has got significantly faster since that last stop. He's flying. And with less than an hour to go, it's go time between these two. It's going to be a battle between these two for the win for sure. Seth Cole way too far behind to get involved unless these two crash, but these two are veterans and they hardly ever cause any wrecks, so that's kind of a doubtful thought for Seth Cole and Chris Washer and Griffiths and others who are 4th and beyond. So it's going to be quite an interesting matchup between these two as Fibrosis trying to get up to the 29, and he's having a hard time doing Noah Hart, who started 2nd on the grid, is still in 24th, trying as hard as he can to get as many positions made up as possible. He's 4 positions out of the double points, and he needs those. He's 6 in the points, and Jacob Anthony flying right by Charles Jackson there. That number 10 car is giving everything it's got. And those two both deserve a pat on the back for their efforts for this race. Dustin Griffiths also doing pretty decently as well, despite the low starting spot. And he is trying to give himself a great finish, and he is pretty fast right now as Lamas and Michael Block are doing battle. Block came into the pits while Fibrosis did not, so... And with only... We're going to have a few more pit stops, or, well, 1 or 2, so... And the corkscrew, everyone's been doing that right, so that's a great thing. It's been a pretty clean race outside the first lap, so a lot of interesting stuff happening in every turn. As Jackson trying to make up the gap on Shelton for 9th. Shelton's actually having a pretty good race for once. As Daniel Day and Mizuki battle for 11th. Yes, 11th place. Cole Dally, another Day Motorsports car, is not too far behind. Day Motorsports having an okay day. at the moment. Not too sure what happened to Will Goss. So I guess we'll take a look and see what happened. Never mind. Goss wrecked and we don't have footage of it. Well, anyways, Block has got quite the gap on Fibrosis right now. Pretty big. Pretty big. Pretty big. And it's gonna be interesting too because this race could come down to fuel strategy, as the window is kind of small. They usually pit about every 20 to 30 minutes. Kind of left, but they're just burning the car up as much as they can. Nick May is still trying to rebound from the first wreck, and he's done a pretty good job at it. He's now in 23rd, but he needs a few more positions to get in the top 20, even though he won't need the points. He is a few laps down, so it's kind of doubtful he'll get that. Same for Nicholas Guerrero. ARCSOA Fox has had no one to race with. He's been all by himself the whole entire race. He's driving around and cruising in 16th place. And everybody's pretty much held their positions quite well, not really too major. Block still leads, and he just ran his fastest lap of the day. That number 29 is going to be a hard car to beat. And with time running out, we got 30 minutes left in this 3-hour endurance. Lamas and others, can they mount a charge? Washer and Sid Cole battling for fourth. Sid Cole has just dropped and dropped ever since. He's had one of the slowest cars on the track. He was 7 seconds slower than Block. And Washer flies right by. Washer's moving. Actually, yes, this is for third. Yeah, that was for third. The Washer now third. Seth Cole gonna have to try and bounce back here. As we are approaching 10 minutes to go, Block is killing. They're saying that he's gonna possibly have to pit at least one more time before this race ends. And Fibrosis really far behind. He had a horrible pit stop, and now he's like 10 seconds behind Block. This could be the final round of fuel for a lot of these drivers. So we'll see if they can make it or not. Gonna be interesting. Block's got that huge lead. But Fibrosis is saying that the car is handling perfectly. So we'll see if that 9 car can make up any sort of gap. Although I kind of highly doubt it at this point. Block, I think, has got this in the bag at this point. He's just dominating this last half. But there is concerns that he may not make it on fuel. We're hearing that the pit crew is reporting that they filled that thing as high as they could. So we'll see if their fuel strategy pays off as Michael Block is in conservative mode. That's a 532 car, but it's going 537 as he's trying to conserve as much fuel as possible. And Fibrosis is closing the gap slowly but surely. This lap car is battling with Basking or Brent Griffiths, who have had just a horrible race filled with damaged cars. And Seth Cole in third. He's praying that something happens to the 2 cars in front of him, but it's highly doubtful as they are reporting the cars are fine engine-wise, so not really much to speculate about it. So yeah, now just to note, the last lap is the lap that the timer runs out on. So we are hearing that once Block completes this lap, we will be heading to the white flag. The white flag will be thrown, and Block will have to make it one more lap as the 9 to Fibrosis is closing. Sort of. As long as Block does not make a mistake, he may have this in the bag, but fuel is still something worth noting. We're hearing Fibrosis is good on fuel. They said that they could go another 4 laps if needed. But all eyes are on Michael Block right now, as fuel is questionable, as he's conserving as much as he can, as he is not performing well on the track like he usually does earlier in the race. Charles Jackson is currently the fastest car on the track, so, and Jackson's good to go on fuel as well, so at 14 trying to get as many positions as possible before this ends. And Block's got Pollard in front of him, a little ways ahead, but it's still in front of him. Block is conserving really bad right now, as Fibrosis is just trying to do the best he can at the moment. Fibrosis trying to go back to back. Michael Block trying to get his first win of the season, so we'll see. And they're gonna come to the white flag here. White flag's out. Oh, DeMax, okay, DeMax, okay. Alright, calm down. But it is up to Michael Block to survive this one last lap. Fibrosis is closing. He's 3 seconds faster than the 29. But it is doubtful he'll catch him. But that 9 is still closing and going to put pressure on the 29 to go faster. Seth Cole so far behind. He's out of this. It's going to be between these two for sure, as we mentioned over an hour ago. See if DeMax will be respectful and move out of the way for Mr. Fibrosis. So, this is a long track. And if Block can just survive a little while longer. 1 minute left in the official timer. But this is the last lap, so they have to complete it. Whoever completes this lap first is the declared winner. And and that 29 is conserving so much right now. Fibrosis is 2 miles an hour faster on the straights and the turns. Michael Block has never really been much of a strategy person. He prefers to win by his senses and skill. In the corner of Germany, oh, there you go. And he's into France. Fibrosis is really quickly closing, and that 12 is not really helping him. It is doubtful that 9 will get to the 29 in time, but it is definitely gonna be close. Fibrosis, if Block does not make it on fuel, Fibrosis is the winner of this race, barring if he pits or not. This is where Seth Cole comes in, because if those two pit, he's gonna be the one that's gonna have to try and steal it. But Block's pit crew is some of the best. Same for Fibrosis, so they'll probably give him some gas and move him across the line, but we'll find out here in a couple moments as we are halfway around the track. As they approach the corkscrew, Block, when he gets through fine, he gets through it just fine. Fibrosis coming really quickly, trying as hard as he can to get to that 29. He's right in the corner of the screen. Oh boy. That 9, yeah, as I've said 20 times before, closing in. Michael Block Racing has not won yet this season. And what a better way to do it than at a special race event like this. Fibrosis. He's never really gone back-to-back before, and he's struggled to win ever since season 3. Picked up his first win in about 60, 89, something. A very large amount of starts. About, I think maybe like 80 or 70 or something like that. And Michael Block scrounge wins like every once in a while. So this is interesting. We are approaching the closing area of the course. This part is pretty dangerous. This is where a lot of mistakes can happen, but Block is going to have to get through this one last danger part. He's through it. He should be breezing through the rest of this for now. That 9, though, I wouldn't exactly count him out. He's definitely not out of this. The timer has gone by as they head into the first super speedway section. This is the Switzerland area of the track. Seth Cole ready to pounce if necessary, but he's so far behind. They may be able to get into the pits and get out first. Oh man, they're heading towards back to Germany right now. Just a few short turns to go. Can Block make it? Can Fibrosis close in before this is over? He's so much faster than him. Fibrosis will not close in unless Block runs out. Block took a fuel strategy gamble. So we'll see if he can make it as they approach the final turns. This super speedway section will determine if he makes it or not. Here they come into the final part of the track. Does Block have enough fuel to make it? Can the 9 come in pounds? Who will make it there? The longest race in DuPont Cup Series history. Endurance. There's the 9. He needs a huge run to close in. Into the final turn. Here they come and down the straightaway. Block comes in the pits. He's out of fuel. He's out of fuel. Block's out of fuel. Fibrosis passes by. He doesn't come in. Fibrosis. He's gonna win the 3 hours of Europa. Holy cow! Block ran out of fuel on the straight, had to come into the pits. He's in the pits now. Now he's just fighting for second. Can Seth Cole close in and steal second from Mr. Block? Oh my goodness. Block's getting the tires in, squeals by. He'll get second at least. Here comes the 13. He'll get 10. He'll get third. Chris Washer will get fourth and will still keep the points lead for sure. Cody Lamas, a top 5. Very much needed for him. Brandon Griffiths, 28th. Dustin Griffiths, right behind his brother for 6th. Fuller will get the final spot for double points, but Charlie Fibrosis, man, holy cow, what a fit. I was not expecting that. I swore I thought Block had enough to make it because it was too obvious. Because he pitted only a lap earlier than the 9, but it was still plausible. So Charlie Fibrosis, man, steals it. Stole it from right under that 29's nose. And you gotta feel for Michael Block. Raced one heck of a race, only to come up short. So we pause it. You're going to pause it here. And that is it. Take a look at other people who passed by. Charles Jackson will get 7th, Skabnicki 8th. Jacob Anthony. How about Jacob Anthony and Charles Jackson today? Absolutely phenomenal. What an effort. Shelton gets a 10th place. Daniel Day, Daly, ARCSOA, Fox, Minizuki, Jacob Hart, Charles Sanford, Ashley LaPlante, Stephen Pollard will snatch it, DeMax, and Fuller. So, congratulations to Charlie Fibrosis on winning the 3 hours of Europa. One of our biggest races ever, and probably one of the most best finishes ever. A fuel mileage gamble gone wrong for the 29. So, yeah, congratulations to Charlie Fibrosis on winning here, and we will see you guys at Miami as we return to the U.S. Yippee!